If you sit down and somehow end up cleaning your kitchen, maybe you rearrange your apps, and maybe, you start researching whether, I don't know, something crazy like penguins have knees. You, my friend, need what I call a deep work starter pack. And today, from freezing cold Connecticut, right, I'm going to show you 3 simple tools to trigger, I guess you could say, laser focus on command. Maybe some environment cues, some timers, and a system that actually sticks. So hey, you, do me a favor. Let's level up. Hey guys, I'm Mark. Welcome back to Hit the Mark Today, where what I try to do is help busy professionals, actually everybody, you don't have to be a professional, help you perform better without burning out. Is that you? And if you've been struggling to, sit still, maybe you're struggling to start tasks or maybe stay focused past the 3-minute mark, this video today is for you guys, because deep work isn't about talent. Did you get that? Deep work isn't about talent. It really is about structure. And I believe when you build the right environment, you build the right cues and timing behaviors, what it does is your brain sort of snaps into, I guess you could call it a focus mode, like it was built to do it. So let's get into these 3 pillars of your deep work starter pack. Are you ready? Get your pencil, get your coffee. All right, pillar number 1, environment cues. Turn your space into a focus trigger. Huh? What's that mean, Mark? Well, you got to understand, guys. Let's start with something almost no one talks about. Think about this. Your brain is, I guess if you think of it, your brain is trained by your environment, what's around you. And if you were, if you work where you also eat, relax, you doom scroll or maybe fold your laundry, it's your brain really has no idea what mode it's supposed to be in. And that happens a lot today with, this people that work at home. It thinks your brain thinks you're doing all of them at once. So guys, check this out. Here's your very first clue. You have to create focus cues. These cues tell your brain like, okay, it's go time. All right, Mark, well, give me some examples. All right, well, here's some examples. How about this one? A specific desk setup. What about this one? A certain playlist. All right, Mark, well, what else? How about a particular drink? I don't know, coffee, tea, water, whatever your preference is. What about a lighting change? How about putting your phone, listen to this is tough, putting your phone in another room? What about this with your computer? Only opening the tabs that you're needed for the deep work task that you're doing. Guys, this really does turn your environment into a trigger, just like your brain recognizes, the gym is for exercise. How about this one? The couch is for relaxation. I think you know what I mean, right? Oh wait, don't forget, here's the best part. Your brain adapts fast. It really does. Within days, the clues, I believe, automatically will push you into that focus mode without forcing it. So think of it like, training a dog. How's that? But understand, except the dog is your brain, right? And finally, it learns. Did you get that? All right, Mark, keep going. Pillar number 2, timers, structure your focus like a pro. Guys, timers are the backbone. Did you get that? The backbone of deep work. Not because they track time, but because they create like a psychological safety, right? For your brain. You with me? Like a helmet, I guess you could say. Safety for your brain. You're not saying, I'll work for eternity until I descend into craziness or madness, whatever you want to call it. Nah, you're saying things like, all right, Mark, I can do 25 minutes or maybe 40 or 60, right? A defined window, right? Did you get that? Defined window helps your mind stop resisting. So here's your rule, my friends. Pick a timer that matches your energy. Did you get that? Low energy, is that you? Or maybe high anxiety, right? 10 to 20 minutes. Medium energy, 25 to 40 minutes. You know, you're locked in. If you're locked in the beast mode, maybe 50 to 60 minutes. But guys, set the timer. Start the task and let the countdown do the mental work, or the mental heavy lifting, I guess we could say. And what this does is this creates urgency without stress. Kind of like, I don't know, kind of like the productive version of hearing the microwave beep, I guess. You know what I mean, right? All right, pillar number 3, a simple system. Simple systems eliminate startup friction. All right? The hardest part of deep work, I believe sometimes, is just starting, don't you? So we try to remove everything that makes starting hard. Do you do that? Well, here's your starter system. And I really do believe, guys, that this is going to help you a little bit. You have to decide the one task. Did you get it? One task. Define success for the session. Maybe 1 page written, or 1 report edited, or 1 module completed. I don't know, whatever your one thing is. And then set your environment cues. Start your timer. Right? That's what you got to do. And do only that task until the timer ends. Right? Don't keep going when the timer ends. And what this will do is remove multitasking, the tab hopping thing, the doom scrolling, and the dangerous, I guess you could call it like the dangerous temptation to check the email real quick. Doesn't that get you sometimes? Guys, deep work becomes automatic, predictable, it becomes repeatable, and really that's how you build unstoppable focus. All right, Mark, let's wrap this up. All right, here's a little message for you as I close this today. When you combined environment clues, when you combined timers, when you combined simple starting systems, your brain enters deep work faster. It stays there longer, and it produces higher quality results with less effort. That's science, my friend. That's not Mark Height. That's science. And this is how those high performers, it's really how they outperform without working longer. They're not adding more hours. They're just making the hours count. So here's a little challenge today. So today's plan is simple. Set your cue. Set your timer. Start your session. And then go ahead and watch your productivity jump. Watch your productivity jump, my friends. All right, if you're ready to focus like a pro and truly hit the mark today, do me a favor. Hit that like, subscribe, and share button for me. And I know you know somebody that you could share that with, maybe who's crazy with their work and all over the place. And maybe they just need a deep work reboot.